Hey everyone, just wanted to make a video here. Uploading this one to Daily Motion, mainly because, excuse me, YouTube's ad revenue is kind of screwed up at the moment. And I won't lie, a big reason portion of making the videos on YouTube was, to get that ad revenue. But I did and do enjoy making videos, just talking and reaching out to anyone out there that's willing to listen, whether it be talking about mental illness, like depression, anxiety, things that I go through, or just you know what's going on in the world today, and my perspective and viewpoints on how I see things. Excuse me, just drank a soda there, and now it's trying to come back up or something. But anyway, uh, I guess one thing I just wanted to talk about is, how people always say, "Oh, live life with no regrets." I don't believe that for 1 second. We always have regrets. We always have things that, we wanted to do differently. Case in point for me, for example, when I was 13, it was going on my 14th birthday. I wanted a guitar. Uh, wanted to learn how to play it. I wanted to play it. I wanted to play a couple of songs that I listened to. There was a couple of Green Day songs that I like. When I got into Green Day big time, and when I was in 8th grade, uh, that's especially their song Longview. I wanted to play that so badly. Even though on the main guitar, unless that's the bass that's playing all the time, but the electric guitar isn't played that much with the song. But still, I love that song. I wanted to be able to play it, and it's what basically quote unquote inspired me to want to get a guitar. Um, but for me, it's like if something didn't come to me naturally or quick, I just gave up on it. I didn't have patience. I got frustrated. It became too hard, complex. I didn't want to, put the time into it. And eventually, in some ways in life, that's how I am toward when I approach things. Whether it's something, if I'm trying to figure something out, like I'm a simple man that can do simple jobs, like working at I worked in childcare for over 2 years. I mean, don't get me wrong, to taking care of someone else's child can be very, very mentally draining, and it is a tough job. Someone's putting their trust of their child in your hands. But I mean, something where you really have to, put your fine crafting into it, like playing guitar or knowing cars, that's something else that I regret. I mean, I can always work, and there's always time to change these things. I understand that, but it's just something that, yeah, if you either really have a passion for it or you just don't. Um, and but music, I do have a passion for because I took a music class in college, and when I was learning the notes and the scales and whatnot, it made me interested. I was like learning. I'm like, holy shit! Wait a second. And this was probably something I could have like definitely used. I think we could have used in elementary school and high school uh, for actual music classes. If you had music classes, that would I think maybe gotten kids to uh, maybe want to strive to actually play the instrument or any instrument like guitar, bass, drums, flute, clarinet, you name it, you got it, so forth and so on and so forth. I just got that backwards. Sorry. But like with cars, like when I would see my dad probably in the driveway when I was a little kid, he would work on his car, change the oil, or check to see if there's something what's wrong with it. I look back now and I regret not probably, I don't know, probably having a basketball or a football or a baseball ball in my hand because I love playing sports. Don't That was something I was passionate about when I was a kid. But looking back now, sometimes I wish I would have just put that down and stopped and went over it and actually took the time to learn to understand what my dad was doing and really, gain the knowledge of being able to work with cars and know, what thing does. I know some things, but not as much as I would like to, like what the carburetor does and what the certain fan belt does, uh, and the what was the one that's really with the power. The other belt helps with the power steering. Now I know that because that's what's wrong with my car currently. But I mean, nonetheless, I wish I had more knowledge, not only of just about what they do, but of how to be like, okay, yep, I can identify this of why the car is not working is because problem A here, therefore that's leading to this. So there's something like that. So for instance, right there, like playing guitar, putting the time into it, really trying to fine tune the craft of it, uh, or taking the time to learn about cars uh, and mechanics. Uh, a lot of it just didn't just interest me, but I regret not taking the time because I think when you're a child, when you learn it at a young age, it kind of sticks with you more so uh, than as you get older. Because going back to when I learned about my music, I was learning the notes in the music class, and that's what inspired me to go get a keyboard. I actually knew the notes, and I was able to play a little bit of keyboard and a couple songs on it. But now I haven't played keyboard in a little while, and that kind of went away. And that went back to my point of, if we had learned music and the actual notes, this is B A B C D E F G, uh, the do re mi fa sol la ti do, and you learn that. If we had learned something like that from early on, we would have. I think that would have stuck with you longer because it would have been in the back of your mind, as opposed to later on in life. Because when you're in college too, you're cramming so much information, not just with that one class, but with so many others. You kind of probably there's a greater chance of it just eventually shrinking, the memory and the knowledge of it shrinking, 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 shrinking. Say that's all that entire circle's defined in all right here. And then it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller the less you use it, and then it just gets kind of like your muscles. If you don't use them or exercise them, they get dormant and they shrink. Uh, so it's like muscle memory, mind memory. Um, what else was it? I just had something else on the tip of my tongue here. I mean, oh, I'm going back also. This is just something I was just never good at. I mean, I liked art, but I couldn't draw really to save my life. But I do remember my art teacher did put a drawing of mine in like the county fair, so that was interesting. It was a decent drawing, but I mean, I couldn't draw like my brother and my sister could. Uh, and there was a couple of friends of mine who were always good at drawing. Like I couldn't. I'd have visions of what I wanted to draw, but it would never come out to anything I wanted it or perceived it to be in my head. I mean, that one takes patience to learn. You probably got to take classes or, you know, uh, I think it's more than like with our art teacher. It's more than just asking the art teacher. I mean, the art teacher would have been more than and willing to help all of them. Well, I mean, in thinking about it, the art, and especially the ones in high school, when they showed you how to do the project. So I actually had things come out looking nice, but if it weren't for the teacher showing us how to do it, uh, I would never have thought to done it that way, and the project would have probably came out like crap, unless it was like uh, had to do with knitting and shit or tying stuff together. I couldn't do with that crochet stuff. I sucked at that. But I mean, there was like drawing projects or something that they showed us. Uh, you know, that was neat. But I just have regrets of not wanting to, I don't know, obtain more knowledge, uh, whether it be through my own will or, well, basically it's all my own will, but whether it be through uh, something that you actually use every day, you need to know every day because you use your car every day, or something that you use as a hobby or leisure activities, such as playing a guitar. I just have regrets, and you know, maybe one day they can be rectified, and I can uh, play the guitar a little bit and learn more about the cars or anything, and be maybe a better drawer. Or, a lot of it was also because I hate to make this excuse, but I had ADD and ADHD, so it made it hard for me to really pay attention and settle, like just sit still and be able to concentrate and focus on the task at hand. So I think that made it also made it difficult for me to learn when it came to learning new things, and that also affected me with school, with assignments or something that would be taught to us as you advance through uh, your grade school years, and every year from kindergarten through 12th, you start progressively getting a little bit more difficult and challenging subject matters in all the courses that you take. But it just seemed the simple stuff I got, but it just once it got harder, it's like it was really tough for me. And it's just like I could just stand there and watch the teacher basically solve a problem out. We're just using math because I really liked math, but they could they could show us how to do it, and I could just be literally like, "What in the hell is she even saying, or is she even doing? How the hell is she even doing that?" Until one day it just clicked for me. And that's how things for me eventually worked. It just clicked for me. It never be. Sometimes it didn't really come from how much time I put into it. It just it just naturally just the light came on and I understood. Maybe that got a little bit away from the main point of the video about living with regrets. I think we all live with regrets. Sometimes there are things though that might make us that way. Maybe my ADD and ADHD is what causes for some reason like that, but I don't think I should be an excuse not to do something. But I just wanted to upload and share this video. If anyone has any similar situations that they've gone through their own life, feel free to leave me any feedback. So with that said, as always, I'm Nam, and always use your noodle.